I think she's the greatest player in the game. I think she's one of the greatest players of all time, and we just need to stand down and recognize and pay homage to the greatness that we're witnessing. She's also the reigning two-time defending NBA champion. She's also the reigning two-time defensive player of the year. Exactly why I'm not counting the Las Vegas Aces out. I know they're the 4th seed, but I don't give a damn about the 3 seeds ahead of them. You're going to have to show me in a playoff series somebody beat A'ja Wilson and the Las.
Who's tougher, A.A. Wilson or Caitlin Clark? One's claiming she can beat NBA stars, while the other is quietly working hard. But there's a twist you need to hear. Before we dive in, I've got a quick favor to ask. If you like this content, please like and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch without subscribing, and it costs you nothing but really helps us out. Did you click the subscribe button? Great, thanks. Now, back to the video. Wilson says the WNBA schedule is tougher than the NBA's. Sounds crazy, right? Let's break it down and see what it means for women's basketball.
I did being in Indiana, not because like the city or nothing. I was just like, I don't want no to pop off. Little girl Fever fan, and she says, can you pass along a message to A'ja for me? Tell her to stay out of Indy or it's gonna pop off. She continued on and said, it's like that feeling of constantly having that guard up, constantly having to just protect yourself and being ready to take the high.
A.A. Wilson just made a huge statement, claiming the WNBA has the hardest schedule in sports. Can you believe that? Let's break it down. The WNBA plays just 40 games a season, while the NBA plays 82. MLB, a massive 162 games. Even the NFL, known for its hard hits, only plays 17 games. But wait, Wilson isn't done yet. She thinks she could take on NBA player Josh Hart in a one-on-one game. Not just compete, she thinks she'd win. Wilson even predicted the score would be 8-11 in her favor. Bold, right? NBA fans are all over social media calling her out, saying Hart would destroy her. One fan even said Wilson should focus more on improving her shooting percentage than calling out NBA players. Now, Wilson isn't just anyone. She's a 2-time WNBA champion, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, and a 5-time All-Star. Her skills are legit, but these claims are leaving people wondering if she's lost touch with reality. Fans are trying to figure out where she's coming from. It's one thing to be confident, but this is on another level. And get this, Wilson has more to say about the WNBA's popularity that will blow your mind, but we'll get to that in a minute. First, let's see how these claims are affecting the basketball world. When a star player makes bold statements, it definitely shakes things up. While everyone's talking about Wilson, Caitlin Clark is quietly making big moves. She turned down millions from a new league called Unrivaled to focus on her game.
Rookie to win WNBA Player of the Month since the award's inception in 2010, and last night it was no exception. They were sky high for Caitlin Clark and the Fever, but to start the season, they had a little bit of a rough go of it. They lost their first 5 games. They ended up 1-8 through their first 9 games, and during that first month, the playoffs, they didn't feel realistic at all. Indy entered the Olympic break 11-15 on the year, and then they really turned it around. They've won 7 of their 8 since. They clinched a playoff berth for the first time since 2016, which, by the way, was the last year of Hall of Famer and franchise icon Tamika.
That's the kind of dedication that sets Clark apart. She's not bragging or making wild claims, she's letting her game speak for itself. And it's speaking loud. Clark just broke the NCAA scoring record, not just for women, but for all players, men and women.
Looking at her the way I look at LeBron James, right? For us, just in the women's, the women's side of things, and the height that she had, the expectations she had.
Let's start with the rookie, Caitlin Clark Kent. Superwoman, you see what I did there? She was on a tear, and last night was no different. Wings, fever. Caitlin Clark set to go as she broke the single-season assist record.
She's been playing like a top 5 player in the league. She's been regularly dishing out double-digit assists in that time frame. Teams can no longer blitz her. And
she's rewriting history before even stepping into the WNBA. Fans love Clark's humble attitude. One tweet said, Caitlin Clark just gets it. She knows her worth but doesn't need to flaunt it. Another fan said, she's not just a great player, she's a great role model. Clark's humble approach is connecting with fans. Plus, she's drawing huge crowds. She's played in the 4 most viewed women's college basketball games ever, including 3 of Iowa's final games in the 2024 NCAA
Player of the Week. There have only been 40 triple-doubles in the history of the WNBA. Cheryl Swoops recorded the first WNBA triple-double during the 1999 season, while Caitlin Clark logged the most recent triple-double earlier this week. She now has 102 on the season and is 19 away from Diana Taurasi in second place and 26 away from UNESCO of the New York Liberty. She ain't beating Asia Wilson for the MVP, but she's beating Angel Reese for the Rookie of the Year. That's a wrap. That's over. And props to Angel Reese, who's had a good year, by the way.
This is the kind of star power that can change the game. And here's the wild part. Clark isn't complaining about all the attention. She's not making a fuss or demanding special treatment like some others. She's focused on her game and her team, not on making headlines with bold statements. Even though she hasn't joined the WNBA yet, she's already changing the game.
1.8 million viewers. This is now on an NFL Sunday. They had over 1.8 million viewers, and the rest of the games had around 400,000 viewers. These people are coming in waves to watch one player who has sold out every single arena that she has played in this season. I have not seen the viewership reports for the games last night yet, but I'm sure that it is probably double of what the Indiana Fever.
Her impact on women's basketball is huge. She's bringing in more fans, getting more eyes on the sport, and inspiring a new generation of players. And she's doing all of this without controversy or outrageous predictions. That's the mark of a true game changer. So here's the deal. 2 stars, 2 very different approaches. Wilson stirring up controversy with bold claims about beating NBA players, while Clark is quietly changing the game without saying a word. Think about it. Wilson's getting a lot of attention, but is it for the right reasons? Clark, on the other hand, is breaking records and drawing huge crowds. She played in the 4 most watched women's college basketball games.
WNBA history to record a triple-double twice in the same season. In that game, Clark scored her 103-point shot this season, becoming just the 6th woman. My WNBA Player of the Week, surprise, surprise, Indiana Fever rookie sensation, Caitlin Clark. It's nothing really to say other than that. She's winning Rookie of the Year. She's a top candidate for league.
So here's the big question. Which approach is better for women's basketball? Is it Wilson's bold statements that get people talking, or Clark's let my game do the talking style? What do you think? Is controversy good for the sport, or does quiet excellence speak louder? Let us know in the comments.